Vision sponsored by the federal government, by the Federal Housing Administration for African Americans. And it was built for African Americans coming out of World War II to have affordable housing. In order to get a house in Carver Village in 1948, you had to pay $100 down, $29.45 a month for a $4,000 house. That $4,000 house now runs you about $47,000 on the market. That's how it has changed. But the significance is it was designed especially for African American soldiers, veterans coming out of World War II, all right? And the reason Carver Village is in two parts is because they bought the whole plot, and after they built the first 348 houses, then there was land, there was no more demand among the veterans. So then they opened it up to any African American. So the significance now is Carver Village is the first and the last and the only African American subdivision in the country. And the reason for that is because in 1949, the Federal Housing Authorities changed the rules. You could no longer build houses based upon race. And when they wiped that out in 49, all right, and I mean, if any of you have been around here, like, y'all remember when garden homes used to be a white? Yeah. All right, but now that's not a subdivision. That was a project house. Fairwood Home, that's a project house. His Village used to be a project, all right? Carver Village was not like that because you could only rent in those places. In Carver Village, you could buy a home. And you can buy a house, and then you could build your house based upon one of the three plans that they had, one of the three plot plans that they had out. So that's the significance of it.
What's the name of George Washington?
George Washington Carver. There is no Carver Heights. And we've been trying to get rid of that rotten stigma, you know. And I'm just giving you the facts, all right? But I make sure I get ahead by 6:30. So keep up with the clock for me, because I start going out. But here's how that came out. Somebody decided to change the name from Carver Village to Carver Heights, all right? And nothing was done, it wasn't done from down to the city. When the city and the federal government got together, they decided to name it after George Washington Carver, all right? And so therefore it was declared from the federal and declared from the state. So I went to the preservation meeting in Atlanta, and I'm sitting there and I want to make my presentation, and the chairman stood up and said, "Now, you have a choice to make, Reverend Ellis." I said, "What's that?" "If you came here to talk about Carver Heights, you can go home." I looked strange, that kind of. He said, "But if you came to talk about Carver Village, we could have a conversation." He said, "Because in the state of Georgia and in the country, there is no Carver Heights. There's Carver Village." All right. And we had document the New York Times article for the establishment of Carver Village. We had documented the Savannah Morning News Evening Press at that time, okay, with Mayor Kennedy. Every street in Carver Village was named after an alderman who was on the city council at the time, except one whose last name was Sullivan. He didn't want his name in the black neighborhood. Okay, so didn't put his name. But when you go out there and you get to Bowden Street, Carver Street, Porter Street, all those are named after the folks who sat on city council at the time. Kennedy Park, which is the recreation park in the back, that was named for the mayor, Kennedy at the time, who was the mayor when the city of Savannah agreed to do this with the federal government. So it was federally approved, federally funded, and federally subsidized to get Carver Village in place. And no other place has been like that for African Americans since then. So that's why it's the first, the last, and the only. Any other questions? Just not sure.
What's the boundaries?
The boundaries? Carver Village is, historic Carver Village is bound by Allen Avenue on the east, Gwinnett Street on the west, Blunt Avenue on the south, and then Ensling Street on the west side. So it starts as soon as you get to the curve, when you're coming in Carver Village, and you get to the curve, that first street is Allen Avenue, right? That's the original plot that was bought. Since then, the city bought the land in front of, and the only street in front of that is Elliott Avenue. They also, the city owns all the property in what we call Springfield Terrace. That's where they placed the Pearl Smith School, okay? And it was Springfield Terrace School up until the 50s when they named it after Ms. Pearlie Smith. But they gave it to the city. The city gave that land to the school system, the school board, to build a school for African Americans, 1922. Okay. Once they shut down, Overthorpe Academy was in the building then. They changed the name from Pearl Smith. Overthorpe Academy, Pearl Smith, Springfield Terrace, are the things that the school building has gone through. There are 3 phases of it. The last 2 phases had to be torn down because it was asbestos ridden, built in the 50s. So it had bad material in it, and we couldn't save it. But we did save the beginning building. That building now has been declared a historic building, and we're in the process with the city. It's been slowed down for the last 4 years, but just last week we started to put our foot on the accelerator again. The school is going to be turned into a museum that will house the history of the Canal District, which is more than just Carver Village. See, it will cover the history of the waterworks. Brickyard was named, and if any of you know St. Mark on Louisville Road, that's the Brickyard community. It was so named because that's where they used to make bricks. All right. The railroad acquired a whole lot of this property, especially in Springfield Terrace, but now the railroad is leaving, and we're trying to make sure we can turn it back to what it was before the railroad got put back houses and things that have been torn apart. So if you plan to get actually historically certified, LePageville, getting ready for some work. All right? And it's gonna take time and a whole lot of effort. Anything else I can help you